Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm here with my very exciting second guest today, Marcello Haynes. Nice to meet you and see you. Yes, from Providence Kayak. He's also here to talk about the Providence Riverboat Company and Providence Gondola as well, I believe. Okay, so I know we're wrapping up the summer season. It's after Labor Day, but you guys still have some events going on, some exciting things going on with Providence Kayak and with the other two companies. So why don't you give us kind of a little background of what's left of the season, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Sure. Well, the kayak season is going to end first. We'll only go until October 7th, going down to Saturdays and Sundays, starting this weekend from Friday through Monday, all during high season. And for the kayaks, we pretty much just have, the opportunity to rent them, but as well a number of kayak tours that we still have left on the schedule. A couple of Thursday nights, but mostly Saturday mornings.
And the tours, what do those entail? Are you going through different Providence areas through the river? Or?
So they're a bit longer than the normal rental. They're about an hour and a half. They are led by a very enthusiastic and passionate former water fire volunteer who is very knowledgeable about the city, and we can take up to 16 passengers on the kayak. So with him paddling one of them, it's 15 passengers out on a tour, and they've been very well received. This is the first season that we've tried them this year.
Awesome. And you guys have moved over now to the basin of Waterfire, correct? Was that this year that you moved?
No, we started there last year.
But you do have new inventory, I've heard. There's paddle boats now. Why don't you tell us about that?
So we've purchased some pedal boats from a company up in Boston and are looking forward to probably getting them fully functional and on the water for next season.
Great. And that will, allow kids to participate, or is that all ages on the paddle boats?
Yep. So all ages. Obviously, we want kids to be accompanied by an adult,
but
yeah, absolutely.
Don't just put your kid in the river.
But you can put the kids on board with. We see a number of parents taking children in the tandem kayaks as well, so it's still possible.
And so tell me a little bit about the rest of the companies you have. So I know the gondola, Providence Gondola, that's going to go through the Waterfire, right?
Right. So my company, La Gondola Providence, and the Providence Riverboat Company, run by Kristen Stone and Captain Tom McGinn, together opened the kayak company. So,
awesome.
So we opened that together just to give people another option on the water. And when it comes to both of the other operations, I believe they are also going until the last Waterfire, which is November 10th this year. So operating for another 2 months full. And there's a number of events going on, actually. We are planning ourselves a wine tasting, hopefully with Armando Bichelia from Trattoria Zuma, very shortly. They actually have a wine tasting tonight at Gooseneck Vineyards, as well as...
And the wine tasting is on the gondola?
On the boats,
yep. Great.
Absolutely. On top of that, actually, we just had a meeting with Courtney over at the Providence Ghost Tours. We're going to be doing haunted gondola rides on Mondays starting Columbus Day, so Mondays in October, haunted gondola rides along the river.
And they're providing the ghosts?
Yeah, they're providing the tour guide anyway.
She'll find the ghosts.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And now, just if you're not looking to do events and you want to go on a gondola for the evening, how do you reserve that, and what does that normally look like? Is it an Italian experience? Is there a singer?
Yep. So the standard trip is about 40 minutes long. And with every trip, we provide ice bucket glasses and opener, bring your own bottle. We serve handmade Italian wine biscuits to go with it. Always a little singing from the gondoliers. Really, the only time that we can't sing is on a Waterfire night, just because the music is a little bit too loud. But we like to distinguish that we are gondoliers who row, not singers. Gondoliers who sing, not singers who row. This is an important distinction to make there.
Okay, so nobody's got a Grammy Award.
Right, exactly.
And I have to ask, how many engagements have you had on the gondolas? Has it been a ton?
I wish that I had kept better track of that sort of thing.
It should be an award.
I've been rowing now for 19 years. I have been saying at least for 5 or 6 years that I've seen 300 or 400 proposals, just me. And there are 15 of us rowing now. So there's a lot.
Propose on a gondola. How many people have said no? Maybe
not a single person yet has said no.
Propose on a gondola.
It's a pretty good home court advantage.
And then, so for the riverboat company, is that something, you can rent out the entire boat for a group, or what does that normally look like? How does that differ from, a gondola option or kayaking?
Yep, so the gondolas are pretty much always private trips. Captain Tom does a delightful narrated tour of the city that can either be private for a larger group or semi-private, people sitting together but in different groups. And they seat up to 18 on their 2 Carolina skiffs. So you can hold a pretty large party if you've got a large group, or
awesome.
Bachelorette parties, corporate events. They do a lot of private things as well as the tours open to the public. And
for those who may not know, when you start in the basin, right, they all start in the same area, all of the boat tours? Or?
No, they all start in different areas, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
the kayak company operates from Water Place Park.
Got it.
The gondola landing is just a block or so downriver of that at One Citizens Plaza. And the Providence Riverboat Company operates from the Fox Point Marina.
Okay. So
Whiskey Republic Hot Club.
And then where does it go in its entirety on these 3 different tours, for those who may not be familiar with the Providence River?
So all starting from different ways and going in different directions, but it's pretty much all, Captain Tom goes the furthest, being motorized, so all the way from the marina up into Water Place Park and back. And then our trips usually turn around in front of where they're building the new pedestrian bridge on the old 195 foundations, right around Bacaro and the Wild Colonial on South Water Street.
Awesome. And so for any of the viewers who may have noticed that the Providence River is getting a little bit cleaner, it may be because of the initiative that you guys have to pick up trash in the river. I know you have a $5 off promotion for a bag of trash.
Yes, indeed. It's 5 for 5. So if you
awesome.
are going out on a kayak and you bring back 5 pieces of garbage, we take $5 off your next rental of a kayak.
And so what prompted that? You just...
Well, some people just started bringing back trash, and we figured, it might be a nice thing to give people a discount, for the next time, just to do it. And we are all very mindful. I'm a former science teacher myself, and we work on the water, so we always like to see it getting cleaner and cleaner, which it has been, for years.
Yeah.
But this is a nice way to kind of get everybody involved with fixing it up.
And so for those who might be a little wary to get on the Providence River, or any river, like me, I'm not a water person. Is it for beginners? Can you kayak, if you have never done it before? Is it a good idea to come visit you guys to learn, or how does that work?
The nice thing about where we operate is, for gondolas as well and Providence Riverboat, is there's almost never any choppiness on the water. If there was, I would probably recommend that a beginner stay off of the water.
You're not whitewater rafting.
Yeah, so maybe check and see what the breeze is going to be like. If we're looking at about a 5 to 10, even a 10 to 15 mile per hour breeze. Even a beginner should be able to handle the rivers in Providence without too much of an issue.
And so what's next for the next season? I mean, are you guys going to introduce any other new fun things? Or I know the paddle boats are coming, but
Yep, so we got the pedal boats coming,
Yep.
number 1. So we're very excited about that. And probably just do a little bit more expanding on the things that we've already done with the guided tours on
Yep.
the kayaks, hopefully adding a few more if possible. And potentially on the gondolas and the riverboat company doing more of these kind of special events like the ghost tours and the wine tastings, and just to add a little bit more variety to what it is that all the different companies offer.
Okay, so I know we've talked about 3 separate companies, so if you would go ahead and just tell our viewers how they can find out about each company and how they can learn more and reserve if they would like to, a tour or a boat, gondola, etc.
Sure. So kind of putting me on the spot here a little bit
sorry.
because I don't remember what
I'll put it in the editorial,
what the Providence Riverboat Company is. So I know our website is easy, gondolari.com. That's
Perfect.
the La Gondola website. I believe it's just providencekayak.com, and then I think it's Providence Riverboat.
People can Google it. That'll
Yeah,
be
just
fun.
do a Google search for gondolas in Providence, Providence Riverboat, and Providence Kayak.
Yeah, of
we
course.
come right up.
Well, as long as we know we can make the reservations online, because that's all anybody wants
You
to do
absolutely can.
now anyways. Well, I hope to see everybody out there on the water this weekend. I'll wave to you while I
That'd be
walk
great.
down the Providence River. We
Yep.
got another nice weekend coming up, I think. So.
And for the record, I'm sure Tom would say the same thing. I became a gondolier because I like being on the water, not in the water.
That's
So
true.
the gondola and the Providence Riverboat are also great options for people who don't like being that near to the water, just
Great.
kind of on it.
Great. Okay, well, Marcello, it was really awesome to have you on the show. We
Pleasure's mine,
appreciate
Chelsea.
you coming on. It's sad because we're at the end of summer, but there's still a light. There's a month left of
That's
kayaking.
right.
And,
September and October are really great times to be out on the water.
Oh, perfect. And it's clean now. So
Yeah, exactly.
I look
A
forward
lot
to that.
cleaner.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We
Thank
have
you.
another exciting guest coming up next, so stay tuned.